first grade friends, welcome back, and we are going to continue working on our personal narrative about a time when you needed a little help to solve a problem. Now, yesterday you should have finished drawing your beginning, middle, and end. So remember that in my personal narrative, I have a little problem when I get home from the grocery store. I open up the trunk of my car and I realize, oh my goodness, there are just too many bags. On an ordinary day, I would go for it, but these bags are all heavy and I can't possibly bring them all inside myself in just one trip the way I like to. Well, Samir, my husband, came to the rescue. In the middle of my story, he came out and asked, "Do you need some help?" So by the end, we were both carrying the groceries inside together. Problem solved. So we have our story completely sketched, colored in realistically. So now we're ready to go back and add our words. So I need to write a couple of sentences here to tell my reader what is happening in the beginning of this story, or in the beginning of this personal narrative, this true story about me. Now you're going to notice something. If you have your blue ELA spiral with you, some friends might not have gotten them quite yet, but if you have it with you, you'll notice that we have a temporal word that was here missing. In your old blue ELA spiral, you had the word first. Every time I gave you a beginning page, I gave you the word first. But first grade friends, it's January. We're getting ready for second grade. We have got to start pushing ourselves to think and act like second graders. So we're not going to give you that temporal word every time. Instead, you're going to come up with your temporal word and you're going to write it on your own. Of course, you can write the word first, but I think what might be more appropriate for me on this story is to say one day or one morning, because I always go to the grocery store in the morning. So I think I'm going to do one morning. And I'm going to draw my lines in, making sure to include my 2-finger space. But again, we're moving towards second grade, folks. So a lot of friends are probably moving away from putting their fingers in between. They're just moving their hand along and leaving the space. If you're one of those friends, good for you. Kiss your brain and pat yourself on the back. We're moving away from this 2-finger space with our fingers and just starting to move our hand along with space. So one morning, so what happened? What happened in the beginning that I want to tell my reader? Well, one morning, I got back from the store. Let's do that so far. One morning, I got back from the store and realized I could not carry the groceries inside. Wow, that's a lot of words. But again, we're moving into second grade, so we got to start writing some more complex sentences. So one morning, I got my next line back from the store. You know what? I'm going to make that a sentence all on its own, period. Now I can go back and start writing. One, O-N-E spells one. Notice my uppercase letter because it's the beginning of my sentence. One morning. Oh, Miss Burns, I don't know how to spell morning. Well, friends, let's stretch it out. Morning. 2 claps because it's 2 syllables. We're going to stretch each syllable. Orn. Morn. Or. What combination, friends, gives us the or sound like horse? If you said O-R, kiss your brain, you're absolutely correct. One morn. Morn. Morning. Ing. My second syllable is ing. Wait a minute. I know that. That's I-N-G, says ing. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. One morning, I got back from the store. One morning, I, uppercase I, we always use uppercase for the sight word I. One morning, I got back. Lowercase b, this is not a new sentence, it's just a new line. Back. I hear the k sound at the end of a word, and it's after a short vowel, so I know it's not just K, it's digraph C-K. One morning, I got back from sight word from the store. The, T-H-E spells the, store. St, st, st. That's a blend. St, or. And I have a sneaky E at the end. If you didn't know that the sneaky E was at the end, don't worry about it, friends. We're not concerned. I'm going to go back and reread my sentence. One morning, I got back from the store. Period. The end of my sentence. Now I got to keep going. I didn't just get back from the store. I realized I couldn't carry all these bags in. They were, not only were there too many, normally I can handle the too many, but they're just so heavy. So I want to say, I realized I had too many heavy bags. Coming down to my next line since I ran out of space, realized I had too many heavy bags. Exclamation point. I'm a little worried here. Look, I'm like, oh no, my mouth is open. I got too many of these heavy bags. So now let's go back and write. I realized, notice how I'm using suffix ed because this already happened. I realized I had Notice how I'm going to go back and reread my sentence so it's accurate, it's correct. I realized I had two, T-O-O is when you have more than enough of something. I realized I had too many heavy bags. Bag, but I don't just have one bag. I have more than one. I got 4 of them in here, so I need suffix S. Awesome. That's my beginning. I'm going to go back and reread to make sure it sounds right and makes sense, and of course it should match my picture. One morning, I got back from the store. I realized I had too many heavy bags. That sounds right and makes sense, and it tells my readers exactly what's happening in the beginning of my personal narrative. So friends, you're going to go ahead, find your page that has your beginning already drawn on it that you did yesterday, and you're going to go ahead and start writing your sentences that match what happened in the beginning. Don't forget to use a temporal word. First, one day, one morning, one night. Any of those will work, and feel free to ask your teacher for help if you need some support.